Linear inequalities level 2. Steps to solving multi-step inequalities. Number 1, if possible, distribute to remove the parentheses. Step number 2, combine like terms on each side of the inequality. Step number 3, after you've distributed, after you combine like terms, you want to solve for the given variable. And then number 4, finally, rewrite the inequality so that the variable is on the left side of the inequality. So we'll work through 2 examples together. And for number 1, it says solve the following inequality for f. Write your answer in simplest form. So again, following our checklist, the first thing we want to do is distribute. And given the fact that we have parentheses on the left side, we're going to take the number that's in front of the parentheses, in this case this positive 2, and we will distribute that. This positive 2 will go to the 7f, and this positive 2 will go over here to the 5. So 2 times 7f is 14f, 2 times 5 is 10, and then I'm just going to bring everything else down. Don't forget this negative f here, or I'm going to put a negative 1f. I feel like more people like to see that. So I've got negative 1f. I'm going to put a plus sign in front of the 14f. Plus 10 is less than 2f minus 10 minus 4f. And now we're going to combine like terms, and I'm going to use a highlighter just to make sure I'm clear on what I'm doing. So on the left side, I have negative 1f, and I have 14f. Those are going to combine. I do have a positive 10 coefficient. That's going to kind of stand by itself. On the right side, I have 2f and I have negative 4f. Those will combine, and then I do have a negative 10, which will kind of be by itself. So again, just want to give you a bit of advice. When you're combining like terms, you're grouping everything that's on the left that's the same and everything on the right. So on the left, negative 1f and 14f, that's going to simplify to 13f. Plus 10, and we still have the less than symbol. 2f and negative 4f will combine to give us negative 2f minus 10. And now we have kind of what we did the prior day, where we have a variable on both sides and constants on both sides. Given the fact we want our variable to be on the left side, I'm going to begin by adding 2f on each side, since that would be the inverse to negative 2f. On the left, 13f and 2f will simplify to 15f. Then we'll bring down the plus 10, bring down the less than. The negative 2f and the positive 2f will cancel each other out because they're inverse. So I'll bring down the negative 10. So now we have 15f plus 10 is less than negative 10. To get rid of this positive 10, I will subtract 10 on each side of the inequality. Given the fact we have opposites, those will cancel. So I'm going to bring down 15f is less than negative 20. And then to get rid of the 15 that's in front of the f, that's called your coefficient. The inverse to 15 multiplied by f is to divide by 15 on each side. I do want to point out it's a positive, so we're not going to flip the inequality. 15 divided by 15 is 1. 1 multiplied by f is f. So I have f is less than negative 20 over 15. And again, I do want to go ahead and point out that right here it said simplest form, so you want to make sure that you simplify that. The numbers that I encourage students to kind of divide by that are easy to do is 2, 3, and 5. And given the fact that negative 20 and 15 end in a 0 or 5, the first candidate that I would actually divide by is I would divide the numerator by 5 and the denominator by 5. So negative 20 divided by 5 is negative 4, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. So we get our final solution that f is less than negative 4 over 3 for our first example. All right, let's go do our second example here. So again, step number 1, again, I would consult this list here. If possible, distribute. Number 2, if possible, combine like terms. Number 3, solve. And then 4, finally rewrite the inequality so that the variable's on the left. But so far, everything I've done, I've always been solving and putting it on the left. This last step would only be if you actually put the variable on the right side. So here we go. The first thing I'd like to point out is that if you're going to distribute a negative through the parentheses, adding a 1 isn't going to change anything. So for example, notice that negative 1 distributed to h is negative 1h. Negative 1 distributed to negative 4, a negative times a negative is a positive, so that's positive 4. Don't forget to bring this 1 down, and then we have less than or equal to. And then I'm going to write negative 3h minus 8 plus 4. At this point, we've distributed to remove the parentheses. Step number 2 is I'm going to combine like terms. On the left, it looks like I have a negative 1h. So, and then we have a constant of 1 and a 4. Those are going to go together. On the left side, we have a negative 3h. And then we have a negative 8 and a positive 4. And again, those will combine. So step 1, distribute. Step 2, we want to combine like terms. So I'm going to put the variable term first. So I've got negative 1h. 1 plus 4 is 5, is less than or equal to, I like putting the variable term first, so I'm going to put negative 3h, and then negative 8 added to 4 results in negative 4. So now we have a variable on each side, a constant on each side. Again, our goal is we want the variable on the left side, so I'm going to start by adding 3h to each side of the inequality. On the right side, the negative 3h, positive 3h cancels on the left. Negative 1h plus 3h will simplify to 2h plus 5 is less than or equal to negative 4. Then to isolate the 2h on the left side, I will get rid of plus 5 by subtracting 5 on each side of the inequality. On the left, the positive and negative 5 will cancel, so I'll bring down 2h, which again is our goal, we want to isolate the variable, is less than or equal to negative 9, and then we'll divide by 2 on each side. I do again want to point out that we are dividing by a positive number, so there's no need to flip the inequality. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 1 multiplied by h would simplify to h is less than or equal to negative 9 over 2, and 2 is prime, so that one's already been simplified for us. And that's what you have for today's lesson, dealing with linear inequalities level 2.